that Ravindra Jadeja can bat. He can bat big, he can bat long. And we've known this for over 10 years. Remember, he's the first and only player to smash 3 triple tons in Ranji Trophy, and all of those came before his international test debut for India. Ahead of this Border Gavaskar series versus Australia at home, he had already smashed 17 50s and 3 test tons. I in fact remember watching him and his knock of 68 or 57 at Lord's in the series versus England in 2014. A rare test match we won in England and an even rarer win for India at Lord's, the home of cricket. His famous sword dance became all the rage after this match. In fact, I remember in the next test match, around the next test match, at a net session, I caught Stuart Broad practicing Jadeja's sword dance. That famous Jadeja sword dance came back in focus in Nagpur as Jaddu smashed another gritty and valuable late-order knock. He also picked up 7 wickets with a 5-4 in the first innings to end as the deserved player of the match. That too, remember, in his comeback test after a knee operation. We all know his exploits with the ball, but isn't Jadeja underrated as an all-rounder? Take a look at what the statistics tell us. He is in fact third on the list of Indian batsmen, averaging best in positions 6 to 9. Only Lakshman and Ganguly, by the way, are above Jadeja with a minimum of 30 tests played. He's also topping the list of averages of Indian batsmen in positions 7 to 8. His average is better than those of MS Dhoni and Kapil Dev, with the least number of matches played, of course, with a minimum of 30 tests played. He's also amongst the top 10 batsmen in the world at the position 7 to 8. The only one in this top 10 list worldwide who is still playing, who's a current player. And remember, this list includes the likes of Adam Gilchrist and Quinton de Kock. Let me also point out, his recent form has been absolutely spectacular. And this is besides the fact that he has had to take some time off because of his knee operation. So he's actually behind only Rohit Sharma in average amongst Indians in tests since 2018. Take a look at his overall statistics. He's played 90 innings in test matches, scored nearly 2,600 runs at an average of 37 with 300s and 18 50s now. That is the kind of form he's displayed through his career. But currently, not only is he behind Rohit Sharma alone in the Indian list, he's also in the world top 10 of batsmen with the highest averages in tests since 2019. Is he not an unheralded match winner for India? Take a look at what I found when I looked into how India fares, both in India and overseas, against big teams and overall with or without Jadeja. So this is the statistics which is very telling. If you look at India's win percentage in tests, it is 64% with Jadeja in the side and 44% without him. This is, of course, statistics since his international test debut in December 2012. Also take a look at how we fare, for example, some of the big teams. This is India's win percentage versus Australia overall. With Jadeja, a whopping 70%. Without him, it comes down to as much as 25%. What about South Africa, for example? With him, India's win percentage against the Proteas is 71%. Without him is 29%. Against England, it remains the same. But what about when we go overseas? You would assume that this is because we play a lot of these matches in India. But you look at India's win percentage versus England in England. This is also favoring Jadeja. With him, our win percentage in England is 27%. Without him is 20%. What about in Australia? With Jadeja, our win percent is as high as 50%. Without him, it comes down by half to 25%. Let's also talk about West Indies. This is a record which is going to be very, very important for Jadeja. With him, we won all our test matches versus West Indies in West Indies. Without him, that percentage comes down to 33%. Lately, there's been a lot of debate about Ravindra Jadeja, whether he gets the due that he needs or not. I have always felt he's one of the best cricketers India has, especially in the test format. There is everything that you can depend on him for. His bowling, he has that wicket-taking knack. His batting, as I've just enumerated, he's also a very good fielder, which you need in test cricket as well. In fact, I always found it surprising that he was actually even dropped from the test squad at one time. Needless to say, he always comes back at his detractors and always proves himself. And India would need him to continue to perform in that vein exactly if they are to humiliate the Aussies at home in this Border Gavaskar Trophy.